Been a long day without you, my friend. It's been way too long, y'all. I'm really missing this whole YouTube thing, man. The reason for my absenting was because I started a job 2 weeks ago, or I guess now it's like 3 weeks. It was a little sudden and it knocked me right out, mentally and physically. I had like no thoughts going through my brain for the first week, like, you know, like everything was plain. That made no sense. I did try to make a video, but halfway through I forgot to keep filming, and then I had a huge problem with the paper and it ruined the painting and whatever. I wasn't really satisfied with it anyway, so now I'm feeling much better mentally. Physically is a different story. My back hurts like a butt cheek on a stick.
Mother trucker, dude!
But enough about me. Let's talk about this drawing. I had two objectives for this drawing. Better inking and better rim light. Here's the reference I used for this. The hardest part about this was the legs. They were hard in every way. I feel like they came out pretty decent though, although I have a feeling that when I edit I'm gonna change my mind real fast. So for the inking, which I didn't film because I thought it wasn't important, haha, I was gonna talk about inking initially, so oh well, no inking footage. I'll still talk about it. What I wanted to do was, instead of going with the thickness and variation kind of thing, I wanted to use a more scratchy approach. Basically took the smallest liner I have and just used that for everything. Which is the Copic multiliner in 0.01. Copic, whatever. People are gonna go real mad if I don't say it right. Copic, whatever. I went over some lines multiple times and also made some parts a little bigger, darker, thicker. Well, yeah, okay. I want my inking to be really detailed and my coloring to be simple as a contrast to that. And I'm already doing the simple coloring, so I just wanted to get better at inking. I do want to say that I like this inking so much more than a simple one with a thicker and thinner lines for my own art. After I was done inking, I decided to add a phone onto his stomach with a message from MAIA, just because I felt like it was pretty cute. I don't know, don't judge. To the coloring. As always, I started with the skin. Then I remembered the undertone. For this one, I chose a very light blue to make it kind of daylighty. So then I added skin again. I put the time on the phone that it was at the time that I drew the phone, which was 2:47 a.m. Although we remember, I just said that the undertone was daylighty. Yeah, well, so it's 2:47 p.m. then. That's fine. Whatever. I colored everything in as per usual and then moved on to the shadows. I started with... Sorry, I have to scratch my neck here. Oh, right. I started with the darkest shadows this time. I shaded in all the creases on the shirt, which I then covered completely with a big shadow because it looked weird as fuck. When I put down the shadow for the skin, I immediately thought it was way too dark. But what's done is done, am I right? In retrospect, I think the dark ass shadows looks awesome. Who's with me? Nobody? Alright, that's cool. The shadow on the bathtub might be dark, which would be fine if I hadn't put it so weirdly in there. Should be like less, I guess? Ugh, shit, I don't know. I put some blood on him because whatever reason, my guys thinks boys with wounds on the face are like hot. I also think girls with wounds on the face are hot though. Only I don't want to kiss the boys, you feel me? I just want to draw them. Just me again? Really? No one else can relate to this? Okay. After painting on the blood, I added a bloodody is what I wrote in this script, just so you know. A bloody tissue to the bathtub border thing. Bathtub wall? Rim? Bathtub... yeah. And there you have it, folks. Alright, okay. So the finished piece is actually like super nice. What? I don't know. Like, I generally actually like really like it so much. Like, what? I don't know. And I hope you guys like it too, because for some reason y'all always prefer the stuff that I like the least. No idea what's up with that. But I really like this. So let's look back at our goal that I had set before doing this. We had better inking, which I nailed in my opinion, and better rim light. Aha, see, there is where we failed. There had to be some. What I wanted to do was to have the phone be lit up and add the light from that to the rest of the drawing, but just like I painted over the moon the other time, you know. This time I painted everything black. So what are you gonna do, am I right? That's just how it is, I guess. We all need a brand. I did try to put a little bit of highlight on his shirt by just using my white ink. Worked a little, I guess. Then I remembered that I wanted to create color schemes. Is that what you call it? I'm not really sure. For my different stories, Raven's Story was gonna have a lot of yellow in it, which I forgot. Now my problem was that a bathroom and a bathtub with black clothes was gonna make that really hot for me. First, I made Caleb's phone background yellow. Then I added a little tag thing to his sleeve. Then I added some yellow to his watch. But none of this seemed to be enough. So I added a wash of yellow onto the bathtub, which looked kind of weird. So I added yellow to the entire background. Thing is, I can't tell if it's looks good or not. Like, oh well. In conclusion, I should add little things like flowers to the floor or something and make them yellow in the future. Other than that, I'm quite happy with the outcome. I am quite happy with the outcome. I really like how KALEB looks in this, and although I had huge trouble with his legs, I think I managed pretty well. Maybe not. Well, that brings us to the end. Thank you for watching. And to conclude this, it's time for a weekly fortune cookie. Romance comes into your life this year in a very unusual sort of way. Probably not, but sure, thank you. And with that, I wish you a nice weekend. Someone get KALEB some disinfectant, and I see you next week. Hopefully. Bye!